some
right.
vote Democrat, and some vote Republican.
Split. You know,
So no matter which way they
talk
go,
about the Democrats.
you have a say-so. Mother.
You told the president, you said be prepared because it will be coming to your shores, America, to your door, you said. And your advice to Obama was to remember the words you're making to other nations.
Well, today, our dear brother, has to be very, very careful in this decision that he and his Secretary of State and Sarkozy and Prime Minister Cameron and others are planning. They would love to go into Libya and kill Brother Gaddafi and kill his children, as they did with Saddam Hussein and his sons Qusay and Uday. You must remember, dear people of America, that whenever government wants you to think and act in a certain way that would bring justification to an action that they are already planning to make, they must make the person that they hate a boogeyman. Now, nobody wants civil war. It is the bloodiest of all kinds of wars because you're fighting your own brothers. You're fighting the people of your own language and culture and history. So in every nation, brothers and sisters, there is dissatisfaction. And what the CIA does is go into a country and move among the people that are dissatisfied to stimulate a revolt against a leader that they don't like because they want regime change. I want to be specific. When George W. Bush was president, he said they wanted regime change in Iran, in Korea. Regime change. How do you get regime change, honest America? How do you do that? Congress, the Congress of the United States, voted to spend $150 million to replace the government in Iran that America doesn't like. So they send their agents in to work among the, the dissatisfied. So when they had this election and the people in Iran rose up, they have legitimate grievances, all right, but stimulated from the outside. So President Obama didn't want to put his foot into that cage lest somebody say America inspired it, because it was America's policy to destabilize that government. Well, what about Libya? See, how much money is being spent to arm the so-called rebels? They're dissatisfied. Well, what is their dissatisfaction about? Do they have jobs? Yes. Do they have food? Yes. Has Gaddafi used the oil money to build Libya? Yes. Did Gaddafi use oil money and discover water under the Sahara Desert and brought that water to the surface and brought water from Benghazi all the way to the border almost of Tunisia? Did he impose farming in the desert so that they could feed their own people? Yes. Are there billions of dollars that he's spending building homes, building apartments for his people? Yes. So something is under this. And so when America, England, France, three imperialist powers want to destabilize that country, is it that you're so concerned? Now listen to this hypocrisy, American people. Is it that you're so concerned over the blood that is being shed in Libya when you look the other way when the Israeli Defense Force was bombing the innocent people of Gaza, unarmed men, women, and children, but our government looked the other way. You looked the other way when the Israeli Defense Force went into Lebanon thinking that they were going to have an easy victory. Then you had to come out with your tail between your legs. Don't tell me and wise black people or white people that you're interested in black suffering. Where were you in Rwanda? Where are you in the Congo? Why did you go to Darfur? Because oil is there. No, you don't want to save the Libyan people. That's your noble motive to hide your wicked agenda. Now, I want to warn you in the name of Allah that this is more complex than what you think. Go into Libya if you want to. The Libyans do not want foreign occupation on their land. And when you make that kind of move, if you're not careful, you will unite the Libyan people against you. And again, Gaddafi wasn't sitting in any tent twiddling his thumbs over these last 10 years. This man has been investing in African development. This man has been moving throughout Africa. This man has friends all over the world. He may not be your friend, but if you take him out and kill him like he's some rotten fella that wants to kill his own people, what did you do in Waco? What did you do when your people rose up? Did you talk them out of it? No, they had weapons, you bombed them. What did you do in Philadelphia with the MOVE movement? Did you talk them out of their home or did you bomb them? We didn't hear any outcry from you religious hypocrites that love the lives of human beings. You're a liar and a hypocrite. And I warn my brother, don't you let these wicked demons move you in a direction that will absolutely ruin your future with your people in Africa and throughout the world. They don't like the way you handle Mubarak. They don't like the way you're handling the situation in the Arab world. So I would advise you to be careful and move with wisdom and skill. My advice would be, why don't you organize a group of respected Americans and ask for a meeting with Gaddafi? You can't order him to step down and get out. Who the hell do you think you are? That you can talk to a man that built a country over 42 years and ask him step down and get out? Can anybody ask you? Well, there's a lot now going to ask you to step out of the White House because they don't want no black face in the White House. Be careful, brother, how you handle this situation because it is coming to America.
That, right? And you do mention, though, going against Obama.
My fight against terrorism, to me, the biggest terrorist is Obama in the United States of America. You know, so
define where all the money is being allocated.
What do you think, though, when you hear this fight and you hear President Obama saying, "Look, the wealthy have to give more," and you hear others saying, "We give more than our fair share. We need to rein in spending." I know you're not a politician, but you clearly have feelings about this.
Yeah. Again, with my answer, I was pretty much in the middle of both sides, because you can understand paying so much for taxes and then things not improving. You're like, where's everything going to? Like, where's that's what I'm saying.
You get that argument.
Yes. It should be an open accounting of where everything is going to. I'm sure
you're supporting John McCain.
Well, because I think Obama is a communist. And my husband said, don't use that word, say radical or Marxist, but, Karl Marx wrote the book, The Communist Manifesto, so I don't see why people are afraid to say the word communist, because I've done a lot of research, and I read the book 1984 by George Orwell twice, and I was walking through the airport, and every magazine had Obama's picture on it, every one. And I turned on the TV, and every channel had him on it. And it's like Castro in Cuba or the guy in China, Saddam Hussein. Like their pictures everywhere.
When brother came, everybody in Chicago would be saying my name, but everybody was so afraid of Obama, they wouldn't even run against him for the Senate. Are y'all seeing this? Y'all missing this. This is the same guy who got beat down by Bobby Rush, who couldn't get into the Democratic Convention, is now about to waltz into the upper chamber in Congress, the Senate, as the only African-American member in the Senate. And then a few years after that, he beats the brakes off of John McCain, and this Negro is in the Oval Office. If that ain't failing up, I don't know what is. He's the poster child for failing up.
Larry Summers and Tim Geithner to help him through that period?
I think it's a major mistake. I supported Barack Obama because I wanted to bring it into the age of Reaganism with greed running amok at the top, with indifference toward working and poor people and highly polarized politics. When you bring in the very people who are responsible for the financial catastrophe of 2008, tied to the oligarchs, tied to the plutocrats, tied to Wall Street, what you're actually doing is using all the enthusiasm of all of that work, all of that sacrifice to reinforce the same cycle of bailing out Wall Street and Main Street having a jobless recovery.
So what we want to do is we want to give the president every opportunity to show.
Publicly withdrew his support for President Obama Sunday and says the issue will cost him the election.
People I know, people come up to me, I'll say that they don't support this, they don't like this, they're disappointed with the president, and they plan to stay home. I don't plan to vote for Romney. For sure. Right now, I plan to stay home.
Burns was also
of African American pastors. I'm standing with my wife and our baby, Dr. Deborah Owens, my son, Reverend William Owens, and all of the pastors that are with us, Bishop Harry Jackson, all of the pastors that are with us today. They came in support of our effort to save the family. That marriage should be between a man and a woman. The time has come for a broad-based assault against the powers that be. They want to change our culture to one of men marrying men and women marrying women. We wrote the president and Mr. Holder May the 2nd, requesting an audience with him to discuss this very issue. He has not given us a courtesy of any reply. The Coalition of African American Pastors consists of 3,742 African American pastors, and he has totally ignored us. He has not given us the pleasure of even answering our request, which is very discourteous and unprofessional, first of all. Also, the president has ignored the black community because he feels he has us in his pocket. But we are not in his pocket. And because he's black, we refuse to give him a pass. We will announce a program very soon called the Mandate for Marriage. And I've asked my son William, Bishop Nowden of Los Angeles, California, to head that group up, where we're going across this country asking people to support us. And
has forgotten the price that was paid, where people died, where they suffered, where they gave their blood to have equal rights in the United States. And for the homosexual community and for the president to bow to the money, as Judas did with Jesus Christ, is a disgrace, and we're ashamed. We will not take it back. We will not back down. And we are going to take action across this country to change the course that this president is carrying.
Yourself in here, keep your stride. never mind your fears. Brighter days will soon be here. Take it from me, someday we'll all be free.
And he didn't know what was behind the green door. So when they approached him, Jimmy Iovine, Tom Whalley, and also Ted Field, these guys are multimillionaires. Pac had to take the bomb from it. He didn't know what this was, but he was down with it. They always let you taste the fruit before it goes sour. So everything started happening for Pac. The movies, his record being good, no matter if he was behind bars. Because remember, the elite make you a star. You don't even have to promote. They'll see that your recording sells because they own the industry. Pac would not find this out until he just about had enough of everybody coming to him for some sex, for some money, for some drugs. By this time, Pac has had enough, and he let it be known in 1996.
He is a dope producer, but he ain't worked in years. And I got tired of that. I didn't think we needed that. I think we didn't need that. And he's owning the company too, and he's killing. He's owning the company, he's killing the dog, fucking big, easy, pussy. I'm out here in the street, you know what I mean? Whooping niggas' ass, starting wars and shit, putting it down, dropping albums, doing my shit. And this nigga taking 3 years to do one song. I couldn't have it. But it was not my decision. It was Phil's decision. Phil the one that was coming to me because I was soft on it. Like, you know, well, fuck you, we keep it in the dark.
Calling him out, saying that Dre can't make up his mind on men or women. When Dre should be producing, he's upstairs sucking dick, eating pussy. This interview was made in 1996. Also that same year, dissing Quincy Jones, saying that he was invited to Q's house. Tupac seen Q's daughter and wanted to holler at her. However, Q asked Tupac if he could have a moment with him and asked Tupac if he would fuck him in the ass. Tupac replied, "I don't get down like that." When Tupac put this on tape, he broke the oath. His life would be in danger until